Hi everyone, welcome to Workshop 3 for the Futures and Options RealWorks Internship Program. This workshop is going to be about conflict resolution, which is going to be an unavoidable part of any workplace environment. You might enter into a conflict with a manager, coworker, and you need to make sure that you are addressing that situation head on instead of trying to avoid it. Conflict is a normal and natural part of any workplace. When it occurs, there is a tendency for morale to be lowered, an increase in absenteeism, and decreased productivity. It has been estimated that managers spend at least 25% of their time resolving workplace conflicts, causing lowered office performance. Handling and resolving conflicts that arise in the workplace is one of the biggest challenges managers and employees face. Typically, there are two responses to the conflict: run away or battle it out. In either case, we often feel uncomfortable or dissatisfied with the result because no resolution has been achieved. By learning to constructively resolve conflict, we can turn a potentially destructive situation into an opportunity for creativity and enhanced performance. There are many causes or reasons for conflict in any work setting. Some of the primary causes are poor communication, different values, differing interests, scarce resources, personality clashes, or poor performance. There are a number of ways to address workplace conflict. Avoidance, so that's hiding our head in the sand, hoping the conflict will go away. Collaboration, working together to find a mutually beneficial solution. Compromise, finding the middle ground whereby a little is given and little is gotten. Competing, may the best person win. Or accommodation, surrendering your own needs and wishes to the other person. It is generally believed that either collaboration or compromise are the most productive forms of addressing conflict because there is no winner or loser, but rather working together for the best possible solution for all parties. Arriving at a positive resolution of conflict is always the ultimate goal. In resolving conflict, it is important to make sure you do the following things. Clearly articulate the causes of the problem, openly acknowledging there will be different perceptions of the problem. Make a clear statement of why you want the conflict resolved and reasons to work on the conflict. Communication of how you want the conflict resolved. Address the issues face-to-face. So if you're using notes, email correspondence, or memos, that's not a productive way to resolve the differences. You want to do it face-to-face in person. Stick to the issues. In trying to resolve the conflict, it is tempting to resort to name-calling or bringing up issues from the past. It is important to address specific behaviors and situations if the changes that take place. You want to bring up specific instances instead of generalities when addressing a conflict. Take time out if necessary. In the resolution of a conflict, our emotions may interfere with arriving at a productive resolution. If this transpires, take a time out and resume resolving the conflict at another designated time. Avoiding conflict is the easiest way to deal with it. It does not make the problem go away, however, but rather pushes it underground only to have it resurface in a new form later. By actively resolving conflict when it occurs, we can create a more positive work environment for everyone. In our workshop handout folder, we have conflict resolution tips. I'm going to briefly go through some of them, but you should be referencing this as you enter the workplace. Always remember why you are working. You're working for a paycheck. You should not let anybody else derail you from that mission. You're working to make sure that you are gaining work experience. You're learning about what you're passionate about. So if you're letting other people bring you down into their gossip or complaining or into this conflict, you're not keeping your eye on the goal. Talk to the person directly. Don't use other people to speak for you. That's when miscommunication can occur. You want to make sure that you are having the conversation, not anybody else. Don't jump to conclusion. Somebody may have been misquoted or misunderstood. In this case, you want to make sure you are speaking to the person directly and hearing all of the stories, all of the facts before coming to a decision. Begin your statements with I instead of you. This using you makes it feel like you're attacking someone. You want to use I statements of I feel frustrated when this behavior occurs, as opposed to attacking the person, saying you are making me frustrated because you do this. You want to make sure you are being even by using an I statement. Don't be afraid to admit when you've done something wrong or hurt someone. We talked about ownership and owning your mistakes in the first workshop. So you're going to continue to own your own mistakes when you're having a conflict. You want to talk about what you did wrong as well, so that you're acknowledging if you've hurt anybody. Never argue with a customer. So in your cases, a lot of your customers are going to be people that you're working for, your clients for the film. It doesn't mean that the customer is always right, but the customer's money pays your salary. If the customer is irate, try and be empathetic or offer a solution. making sure you're accommodating them. You don't want a customer to leave angry and feel frustrated with your services. If you feel your anger rising, take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth before responding. This is going to calm you down before you address the situation. Use the plus system when giving or receiving negative feedback. No one likes to hear they're doing a bad job, but criticism itself can be especially better. Add positive suggestions to feedback as opposed to just giving negative. I like to call this glows and grows. So before you give the grow, the negative feedback, you're giving positive feedback as well, the glow. So we can reference those tips in the workshop folder. And as always, if you have any questions about conflict resolution or want to work through what it might look like to resolve a conflict, we can do some role playing. If you need help in your internship itself, always reaching out to your manager is a good way. If you're having the in-person conversation with someone about how to resolve a conflict, your manager would be more than happy, or myself, or Jess at RoWorks, to act as a third party to this conversation. We can practice this on the phone or in person. So always reach out to me if you have any questions, and thank you very much.